everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Tug of More.
We're glad that you're here, taking a little time to learn about how to step in to the next level of you.
That's right.
That's a big sentence.
Yeah.
Where you are and where you want to be equals the next level of you, the Tug of More.
That's right. There's a space in between it, and there's a tension and a fight. And so those of you who tune in every week, it's because you want that struggle in your life. You want to fight and pursue more. And I'm excited that you're here. Do you know what? I'm looking at us, and we are dressed like Christmas today. You have your red pants. I have my green shirt, my red shoes. We look like Christmas.
You want to know a story?
Yeah.
I was going to wear these pants to church on Sunday. And I had on a dark green shirt and a black jacket.
Yeah.
And so I say to Rachel, you know, on Sunday I wake up early as a mug. And so Rachel is
half awake and half asleep.
Still arising to the day. And so I say to Rachel, hey, how does this outfit look? And she goes, no, that's not it. That color, those do not match. And I said, okay, well, what if I wear my other red pants? Because I have another pair of red pants. And she's like, I don't know, try them on. So I go and try on my other red pants, and they're like darker, you know. And I come out and I show them to her, and she's like, yeah, that looks fantastic. It's like, awesome, I look great. So when I come to church.
Awesome, I look great.
Awesome, I look great. I'm ready to come to church.
All that matters.
Let's do the thing. I feel confident.
Yes.
And so I walk into the green room, and some of our band's in there, and Melee, shout out, is back there.
Yeah.
And I say, what's up? And we're talking. I say, y'all like my red pants? And I'm telling you, she looked at me like I was a crazy person.
Well,
and I was like,
let's give a little bit of context. Context is key in any conversation.
Okay, yes, Pastor.
And you are slightly colorblind.
Yes.
So
slightly.
you are not dumb. You are just slightly colorblind.
I am slightly colorblind.
And therefore, you sometimes think things are colors that they're not.
You know how you go to the eye doctor and they have that little test with the circle and all the dots, and they're like, can you see the number?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
No.
I know that they're blue and orange dots in the circle, but I don't see the shape in the dots. I can't ever see them. And so Melee, she says, am I Melee?
Melee.
I say melee like that's what happens when you hit someone with something.
But that's what they tell me is a good way to think of when I pronounce it.
She says,
that's how
she looks at me and she says, Pastor, what color did you think your pants are? I said, red. These are Christmas pants. She says, Pastor, those pants are purple. I said, these pants are not purple. These are my red pants.
They are what I would call purple, burgundy purple. Yeah, they're a burgundy.
So now I'm wearing a green shirt and purple pants. Do you know what that looks like?
No.
Barney.
Barney you like dinosaurs.
I look like Barney the Baba Pastor dinosaur.
Here's what's true.
On Sunday. Thanks, Rach.
No, what's true is that you looked great. Your wife was correct.
But I did not look like Christmas.
No, you didn't. You kind of looked like I
looked like thick Joker.
Okay.
I look like the Joker.
I will give you Joker more than Barney.
Okay.
But really, it was more like modern Christmas.
I look like Michael Keaton's Joker.
Yeah.
Batman.
Michael Keaton was Batman. Oh.
Yeah, but
Michael Keaton's Joker. Yeah. Got it. You looked great, but you are slightly colorblind, and they were not red. I will agree. And so today when I saw you, I was like, there's your red pants. That's what you should have worn yesterday. Is what I told you.
I put these on to prove. But see, I think these are more pink than red.
They're a light red. My shoes are like red.
But it's not light red pink. Light red is pink.
I mean, no.
This is the problem. I don't know what I'm doing around here.
Yeah, you're colorblind.
As we've been painting the building and picking all these colors.
We are not letting you choose.
All I do is say, I don't know. I have an opinion.
Yeah.
I just don't trust it.
Yeah. But that's a good, do you know what that is? Self-awareness.
Self-awareness, wisdom.
Good job.
Being a good leader.
Humility.
Understanding my own deficit.
The Tug of More. That's what it is.
I'll tell you what, we just got some color on. The mini truck.
Ooh, here's a picture. Whoosh. Doesn't it look fun?
We got the mini truck wrapped.
Yeah.
Have we told the story of the mini truck?
No, no, I don't think so.
I had a mini truck donated to me years ago when I was a youth pastor.
Sometimes on the Tug of More, we share our traumas of life and we share how we have processed and then turned it for good. No, I'm just joking.
I'll go the trauma direction.
I'm just joking. Oh, I thought you were going to.
I will. I was a youth pastor of this church. We did all these big events. And we had no like utility vehicle to run all these big events for thousands and thousands of people. Yeah. And so well,
wasn't your job also outreach?
Outreach. I was outreach pastor.
Yeah.
And so one time I got sick. And I was home sick for like a week and a half. And I was just bored as a mug. And so I wrote this email trying to get somebody to donate a ATV to me. I write one email, and I tell you, I sent that email to hundreds of companies all across America,
you did.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But in my sending emails to these businesses, I find these things
Including the Goodyear blimp.
That's another story. I find Japanese mini trucks,
Yeah.
which I didn't know what they were. And so now I changed my email a little bit. I start emailing those guys. Well,
You find and replace everything that said ATV with mini truck.
Yeah. Oh, I changed it all. Every email I edited a little bit to try to get the donation. And so I get a response from a guy in Mississippi, MISSISSIPPI, Mississippi. And I'm in Texas, you know. And so he says he's going to give me a mini truck for free. And I'm like kind of nervous that it's a scam, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm calling the guy, says sure. So me and Rachel borrow a friend's truck and drive to Mississippi. And the dude gives me for free a working, functioning mini truck. And I take him a tax write-off letter that,
if only we could find that guy today. I bet God.
I emailed him.
You did?
Yeah, he doesn't sell them anymore.
Oh, well.
And so he got out of the business. And so anyways, we get this free mini truck. We bring it back. We use it for camps and all these events and all this stuff. And then our church hires this new HR lady. HR, human relations. That's what it means, right?
Human resources, human related, depends. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it meant human relations. It means human resources. Well, I'm an idiot.
No, you're
colorblind,
not.
and I'm stupid.
No, you're not stupid.
And so, the end of the story is going to make me sound even stupider. And so she calls me into her office one day and she says, Truston, I'm going to need the keys and the title of the mini truck. And I was like, okay. Like, I got it donated. I tell her the whole story. She says, that's a church asset. It's like, okay, I'm not pretending like it's my asset, but like, I've been parking it at my house. I'm not driving around. It's not street legal. Where do you want me to, you need to bring it up to church. So we get into this whole thing about it. She's being a butt munch about it, you know. And so then they start letting the facilities team drive it around to move trash. And then 3 months, they crashed it into a dumpster. They had this guy that did trash for the church. He was kind of a drunk. And I called him Snake Man. Because every time I see him, he'd say, I caught a snake, man. Hey, man, I caught a snake. Because there's a church in a big field. So I called him Snake Man. And so anyways, this joker crashes the truck. Well, now the truck I got donated that I use for events, the church no longer has. So I go to the HR lady, human relations, and I say to her, hey, I need you to replace this asset that I obtained. It's not in the budget. We're not going to do it. And we got in a kind of a fight about it.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you know, it's funny that you're over human relations when you're unable to relate to humans.
Yeah.
That's the end of the story. So anyways, for all these years,
all you wanted was your mini truck back.
I wanted my mini truck. And so I got one.
Yeah.
For free, another one for free. I just did a little trade. We had bought some golf carts that we needed while we were at the pig.
That's right.
We had 5. We bought 5 golf carts.
We bought them from the Texas Rangers.
We bought them from the company who did transportation for the Texas Rangers. Yeah. They got fired from their contract, and so this guy had a bunch of golf carts. So me and Enrique lowballed the junk out of this dude.
That's right, worked that thing.
And so we drove these golf carts for 5 years of the pig, but now we have a new giant parking lot and don't need a fleet of golf carts. So I traded a golf cart for a mini truck. Dude, I love it.
Yes.
I don't ever drive it.
No, our team uses it on Sundays to put out our flags and our welcome signs and all the things, and they love it. But we're about to be in the Arlington Christmas parade.
That's true.
This weekend, and so we have a Peep Jeep for Easter that we use, and so now we also have a mini truck that we can pull the trailer with. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, Robin Moody, shout out, welded a hitch on it because they don't sell one.
Yeah.
Because it's from Japan.
Right.
So he welded a hitch on it. So we're going to pull our thing. And we got the wrap for free.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I won't tell that story.
No.
We worked it.
We worked that thing, and so.
But that's great.
It's amazing.
Free mini truck. Free mini wrap. Truck. Couldn't be happier.
You know what? You relate to humans well, so that's what matters.
I relate to humans.
That's how you get free stuff.
She got fired. She got fired shortly after.
Yeah. No, it's good.
She's the worst.
That's why I said trauma, because I knew there's lots of stories with that lady.
So I got my mini truck.
But you know what? God's redeeming all the things in the season. Not only that, while you're talking, I'm realizing you also got a flashing arrow sign this year. God has redeemed all the things that have been stolen from you in ministry.
Oof.
Isn't that funny?
I don't want to.
No, we're not going to tell the story today, but we don't need to.
But what Whitney doesn't know is that me and Enrique are working on 2 more.
They're always working on
me and Enrique, what's up? Working on 2 more arrow signs. I got them to stop
buying more trailers, but I have yet to get them to stop buying more.
I'll tell a story.
Bright lights.
I had an arrow sign years ago that I got and revamped and all the things. And when I moved to another church, I took it with me.
Yeah.
Well, then when I moved to plant this church, I just didn't have anywhere to keep it.
Yeah.
And so we left it at the other church, and I've tried to get it back.
They're never going to give it back.
They don't give it to me. And can I just tell you something? I've had dreams of straight up Mission Impossible style stealing it, and I still might someday.
But no, God is redeeming it. He's giving you.
No,
You don't need to get arrested.
No, I might steal it.
It's ridiculous.
We went to that building for a conference, and I saw it.
And you almost stole it. I know. You and Aaron had a plan.
I almost. Screw everybody.
No, burn it down.
Punch all y'all in the mouth. I almost stole it, but I was like, you know what? Favor.
Yeah, the Lord loves me. I'll figure out the right time.
I got that one for free.
One day it'll show up
free.
here. It'll be fine. That's really funny. So, welcome to the Tug of More.
What else?
I'm glad you're still following us.
We got the lobby decorated.
Yeah. Do you know what? I walked in there today, and it's funny how sometimes when you don't have something for so long and then you get it, then you kind of forget sometimes to be grateful for it. But today I had this moment where I walked in the lobby and I was like, I am so grateful for this huge white, bright lobby with
mega space.
Red pillars that just is beautiful, and people are able to connect. And sometimes you just have to take a moment and give thanks. We just had Thanksgiving and be like, I'm so grateful for these daily things that we take for granted.
Rachel killed that message.
Yeah, she did. It was
My
great.
wife preached a couple weeks ago on having a grateful heart, gratitude, and thankfulness.
So
and we all got convicted.
Yeah, because
I got punched 18 times.
Because when you're tugging into more, sometimes you forget to be grateful for what's already been, what you already have, because you're just looking at the next right thing.
The outside of the building's painted.
That's amazing.
Here's a picture with the banner. We got a banner on it.
I just like making that sound.
That's not our long-term sign.
Yeah,
but we got to get a real.
But it already looks so good, and we're
so
actually we realized that we've been here for almost 6 months, and the sign, the banner out front just said "More is coming." Well, we've actually been here, so we need to change it to
"More's coming" means they ain't open yet. Yeah. It's like at the mall when they're about to open a Pacific somewhere, and it says "Pardon our dust,"
and then they change it to "Now open," and we have yet to do that. So we're doing that.
We're finally open.
We're getting there. I'm excited. So what are we talking about today?
Okay, I have a topic.
Because once again, you have not told me what we're going to talk about, but then that's okay. Let's do it.
Here's why. You ready? Backward steps does not equal failure.
Okay.
Backward steps, going backwards, not advancing, does not mean you're failing.
That's true. Sometimes backward steps actually mean you're progressing.
But dang.
Your face was like, I do not agree with you, but
I do too.
Okay.
It's hard to go backwards.
Yeah.
I hate backwards.
Yeah.
Backwards means less.
Yeah.
Backwards means
backtracking,
not as good.
Trying again.
Backwards means
doing it over.
I got to do it again.
Yeah.
And all of us hate that.
Oh man, it sucks. Especially because you're like, I already done did that. I already been there. What am I wasting my time for?
Well, yeah, I should be past this.
Yeah.
But maybe you're not.
Shouldn't.
Maybe you're not past it.
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that you're not past it and that you're doing it again is actually God loving you so much.
That's true. To let you try again.
Because if He would have stepped you into the thing that you wanted to be at, you would be crushed.
Yeah. Super good.
Do you know what would happen? Do you know what would happen if this Sunday 3,000 people showed up to More Church?
We wouldn't have enough seats in the
we would crap our pants
auditorium.
everywhere.
We wouldn't have enough workers for our kids ministry. There wouldn't be enough people to greet the people, and we would look like a mess.
Everything would fail.
Everything would fall apart.
They wouldn't come back.
Yeah, that's true.
But yet we want to grow, reach more people.
Right.
But we're not ready yet.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the process is slower than we want it to, but it's because God knows that we have to be ready. Sometimes we have to go backwards.
Yeah.
We have to go backwards.
It's super good.
But it's hard for leaders.
It's super hard.
I talked to a church planner this week. I talked to a church planner. Rachel talked to his wife.
There
And
it
the
is.
story
if you really want the real story, you got to talk to the wife. That's what's real.
Yeah, because all of us dudes, we just want to look cool in front of each other.
Yeah. Y'all be flexing while we're just crying in the corner.
Yeah, so my boy's just flexing to me about how great process is going.
Yeah.
They're 11 weeks in.
Yeah.
And ready to quit.
Yeah. It's hard.
But it's because he's been at a successful church, and then now you're out on your own and it's backwards.
Yeah.
It's numerically, it's backwards. It feels like, man, I was just over here preaching to 3,000 people and now I'm over here preaching to 72 people.
Right.
and they're looking at me cross-eyed. I don't even know if they like me, and I don't even have a kids ministry.
And I'm having to do all of it when
And
I
it's-
used to not have to do anything.
And it feels backwards.
No, it's true.
And so if you're out there and you feel like you've taken steps backwards, that doesn't mean that it's the wrong direction. In your business, it doesn't mean it's the wrong direction. In your finances. Sometimes Rachel and I's greatest marital growth is after a fight.
Right.
It's the pressure
Right.
that helps you. What you got? You got a Bible verse?
Yeah. The verse in Zechariah 4 of do not despise these small beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. And I think that what we don't realize sometimes is what we think is if we have to go backwards or if we have to have a small beginning, if we have to like restart, then we feel like not only heaven, God, but everyone is actually against us. When what we don't realize is most of the time God is cheering for us in those moments, because it's what you said. It's in these small moments, in these backtracking moments, in these take a deep breath and evaluate what's going on, that we're able to have new opportunities, new growth, new things we didn't see before. You and I have led a church of 700 before.
Yeah.
But now we're leading a new church of 700 again.
Right.
It's different this time.
Yeah.
But we have now.
We were at 700, grew well past that.
Yeah.
Now we're back there.
Right. And one, admitting that to each other out loud sucked.
Yeah.
Like sucks.
Yeah. But we went down to 400.
Right.
And then 5 and 6 and now 7.
Yeah. So we've gone back, but what's good and what's cool and what I've
Freaking COVID.
what I've experienced for us that's taken us a minute to get there is that like, but we've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
And so now some of the hurdles that were really hard back then, we're able to jump over and navigate and do it in a more healthy way, do in a more caregiving way to the people around us without mowing over people like we've done before, without ourselves being emotionally bankrupt in the end, without our families suffering and our spouses feeling like, hello, I haven't seen you in a month. We're able to make some wise, better decisions that are actually going to build the foundation of that 700 stronger, deeper, better than we did it the first time.
This time 700 to 1200 will be a lot healthier.
A lot healthier and sustainable.
Yeah, because last time we did it through blood and guts.
Right.
We're going to blood and guts our way to more.
Yeah.
And then we got there and died.
Yeah.
This time we're just walking.
Yeah.
We're just walking. And guess what? The truth is we'll get to 1200 healthy.
Right.
Then we'll get to 2000.
Right. Healthier.
And then we'll probably go up to 15.
Right.
We'll go back to 15. We'll be all discouraged and think we suck and it's backwards. And what happened? We down 500. What happened? Then we'll retool. God will tell us some stuff about us. We'll get healthy. Here comes 3,000.
Right. But it's that whole thing of like,
It's what happens.
3 steps forward, 1 step back. And we hear it. I mean, we've heard it our whole life. And you hear it as failure. You hear it as, I can't believe it's always 3 steps forward and 1 step back.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because that's the healthy way to live life.
Yeah.
Is to push to get as far. Like today, I was taking a class and the last 2 sets of 30-second sprints.
Workout class, sorry.
They had us push ourselves beyond what our normal running speed was. And like me, I fell off treadmill a few weeks ago, so I've been terrified. I know.
Here's the video. I'm just kidding.
I wish. I was so mortified and embarrassed, but yet I was
You
like...
hope you turn around and saw me the video.
Because I could have been like,
showed it on a Sunday.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious. Anyway.
I laughed so hard.
And like this interval sprinting, I can't sustain that. It was just pushing me into more. Now I got to go back to running at my regular speed in order to then grow and grow and grow a little more. And if we would realize that 2 steps, 3 steps forward, 1 step back is still getting us further than where we were before, instead of getting frustrated by it. I think what happens is we get so frustrated and defeated by it that then we let ourselves keep shrinking, keep falling, keep get depressed, whatever, instead of going, oh, wait. I'm still further than I was.
Well, and even if it's not 3 steps forward, 1 step back, if it's 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, 4 steps back, you've at least, what you're saying, made a trail.
Made some sort of progress.
Made a trail for where you're going, and it's going to be easier to walk that journey than where you were. And so, like, I just think that we get I'm hard on myself.
Right. Really hard. Yeah.
I'm so hard on myself when I go backwards.
Right.
I've been losing weight for the last year.
Yeah.
Every Monday morning, I wake up and I weigh myself.
Yeah.
Every morning on Monday. And I write it down on my phone. I've been doing it for over a year. And it's so funny when I look at the numbers because I'll lose 1.5 pounds and then gain 0.5 pound and then lose 3 pounds and then gain 4.5 pounds over week to week. But throughout the year,
right,
it's going in the right direction.
Right, correct.
But it just goes
forward.
Thanksgiving week, I gained like 7 pounds.
Right. Right.
But I didn't.
Right.
I was just all the salt
it's
and bleh,
forward progress.
It's forward progress.
But it's 50 pounds less than you were last Thanksgiving.
It's forward progress full of a lot of backwards.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So just keep on putting one foot in front of the other and don't quit in the backwards moment.
You know, this week
pull a Jerry Seinfeld. Remember Seinfeld? Left Seinfeld when they were on the top?
Yeah, yeah.
They were like the number one.
Yeah.
I don't like Seinfeld, the TV show, but like just because I don't like sarcasm, so I couldn't relate to it.
Yeah.
But they're the number one show like on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And then he walked away.
Yeah.
If you're gonna quit, don't quit when it feels like you're down. Quit when you're like, okay.
No, it's all of that to say is what, like, I feel like this conversation is so good in the, like, so this past week I was going back through for a message I did. I was pulling back a bunch of pictures from Christmases past and end of the years past. And it's funny. I went across some of our photos, some of the trips we've gone on, some of the things, and was just like taken back to these like seasons of what we're talking about, where we were winning, but we were also dying.
Yeah.
We were like charging forward, but also
sad in our eyes.
Emotionally exhausted, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, sick at the holidays. And we did good. We didn't talk about it. You didn't eat your banana pudding and you didn't eat your Hawaiian rolls. But you didn't get sick, right?
No, I did not get sick.
Look.
Well, I did not get sick, but I got food poisoning.
Well, you got food poisoning. That was a different.
Dude, that was
different.
The worst. I had some salsa. Rachel bought some salsa from this little Mexican
like a
grocery store.
Yeah.
And so it's
Taquiera?
so good.
I don't know.
It's so good. It's the best salsa. But I got it out of the fridge and the lid was a little bit puffed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's fine. And I ate it. And dude, I'm telling you, I haven't been sick like that.
It was just expired. Like it was just had gone bad. It was good. It was fine. But it had gone bad.
It was a Monday that I got sick on.
You told us this via text message.
I lost 8 pounds in 5 hours. Because I just weighed myself Monday morning and wrote it down. And after all of the explosional experiences.
Internal situations.
Dude, it was bad. I lost 8 pounds.
That's amazing.
In 5 hours.
No, but you did not. The whole point was you did not actually get sick.
Oh, yeah, no, I did not get sick.
There have been many years where you and I have crossed.
Eaten myself into the bed.
Yeah, but then also just exhaustion of the year, like led ourselves into the bed of sickness. And like, so yeah, what we're talking about before is like, yes, maybe some of it is backward steps, but it's actually forward steps. The other part is
yawning a bunch today.
Yeah, it's because you ate that sandwich. The bread, right?
I had a sandwich for lunch.
I don't know. Is that why?
Oh, no, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I've now interrupted you twice in the same thought.
What? That never happened.
Keep going.
The idea of where am I going? Is the what do I keep saying? We have to have a new like benchmark, a new barometer, a new like what's a win?
Yeah.
And so like numerically we're backwards, but I think sometimes we look at the wrong thing and say it's backwards without recognizing the things that are forwards.
We're looking at the wrong scale.
Like we have to decide, okay, this win right now, to me, our Sunday health, our Sunday ability to walk in the lobby without having to run and solve a problem because we're in setup and tear down. Like there's so many things that are actual forward wins, but we just look at certain things as backwards and not recognizing that sometimes what's backwards is not actually backwards. It's actually forwards, but there's just certain little barometers that we're measuring that are the wrong things to measure.
You know, the reason that it feels like it's backwards is because it's what other people can see too.
Right.
My forward.
Correct.
Of what other people can see, which is numerical growth, is backwards. But the inside, what nobody can see,
Right.
except my wife and my best friends and my closest people, is way advanced.
Right. Because that's what
I am so much healthier now than I was.
Correct.
In 10
physically,
arenas.
mentally, emotionally, in our balance of life, in our work schedule. That's what I saw in the pictures. As I was looking back, I thought, oh man, yeah, in that season, 1,004 services, we were running like, oh my gosh. But man, we were crying in the back hallway about the team that we had that wasn't unified and had all the division. Man, we were so stretched that our spouses were like, hey, hello, people, you're doing this wrong. Like so many things, our marriages were strained in ways that shouldn't have been. Our kids, all these things that I'm like, oh, wait, we're winning so much right now.
Yeah.
There's just a few things that I'm measuring as important that maybe they're not actually the important things. Maybe backwards is actually forward if I would look at it correctly.
So here's what I do sometimes, and it's not good, is when it feels like something's going backwards, I grip harder and I pull harder and I sell harder and stop it.
Yeah.
That's not... It's not healthy.
Let it go.
Sometimes
let go. Yeah.
There's ebbs and flows in life.
Right.
There's ebbs and flows. And under my leadership over the last 7 years, we hadn't had a dip like this.
Right.
And so the dip that we experienced from the center, when we were at Southern Teardown and we get kicked out of that place, we had to go to this other building called the
Center for the Performing Arts.
Dr. Jim Vasquez Center.
Whatever. Yeah.
And after that, the decline began.
Yeah.
And I hadn't led through a decline.
Yeah. Ever. Like for real, for 6 years, we literally were leading through growth. Oh my gosh, we were going to mentors going, oh my God, we're growing so fast. We don't know what to do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then it felt like, oh, we must have not led well. Therefore, there's a decline without recognizing maybe it's just the ebb and flow of life. Maybe it's just, go.
But I was fighting the decline so hard. It was killing me.
Yeah.
Internally.
Right.
I couldn't do anything about it.
Right.
So I had to get off the throne.
Yeah. And decide, okay, maybe this backwards is going to actually take us forward.
And you know what?
What?
I'm not going to be arrogant next time we grow.
Right.
Because when we were growing and we were advancing and we were running 4 services, you know why? Because I was the man. I'm preaching.
I'm doing good.
I'm preaching
Do
bangers.
you hear these bangers? No.
I wasn't saying that. But like deep in my heart.
Internally, you start to feel like, I think that is not a you issue. That is an any person who's ambitious issue.
Yeah.
Is that when we win, we start to think that it's up to us to win.
Yeah.
That it's up to me to always be the winner and to make it go forward and further. And it's not sustainable to live life that way. It's just not.
But now when we grow this time, I'm not going to be patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
Because now that I've been humbled.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a very small part of the equation. When I was in
very good.
When I was in 6th grade.
We're going back to 6th grade. Okay, let's do it.
When I was in 9th grade, freshman year. I'm in 9th grade, which means I'm riding the bus with the high school kids.
Oh.
And in junior high, I'm the big man. I'm the bad mama jamma.
Yeah.
Straight beating kids up. You mess with me? You want a sandwich? You want cheese on that? So I say, bam!
You did not.
Promise.
You would say that?
Oh, dude,
you want cheese on that?
You want cheese on that?
Oh my
bam!
gosh.
Down for the count. You just got.
We were such different humans as small people.
I mean, Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One time, my dad came to watch me at recess in like 5th grade, and me and this other kid, we're gonna have a foot race. Me and like all these kids.
Yes.
And I beat this kid in the foot race every single time. And my dad's standing on the end like this. And the kid beats me in the foot race, and he tags my dad's hand first because he took off early.
Yeah.
My dad turns around. I'm on top of this kid, beating the crap out of him in front of my dad.
Of course.
This is me in 5th grade.
Okay.
I
was the one they put in charge of the class whenever the teacher left. I didn't get my first detention until 9th grade, and I cried for like a day and a half.
And it was probably an accident that you got. It wasn't even your fault.
It was only 15 minutes off of our like lunch break.
Yeah, it was probably because some dude like me got her in trouble. So anyways... That's who I am through junior high.
This is so funny. I'm like, oh,
9th grade.
Dang.
9th grade, I'm on the bus.
Okay.
And I walk into 9th grade like I'm the man.
Yeah.
I'm talking all kind of junk on the bus.
Of course.
Well, what I didn't realize is that all the other freshmen that were my buddies got off the bus earlier than me.
Oh.
And so
you have no backup.
I got
now.
no backup. So now I'm on the bus, 9th grade Truston, and I've been talking junk for like 3 weeks on the bus. And now there's a couple upperclassmen.
Yeah.
Now you're an upperclassman, but still riding the bus, you're a thug.
Well, yes. I was like, did you say that to them?
No, but I mean, how many seniors are still on the bus?
Right.
Dudes that parents aren't that really engaged.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so these dudes, I've been talking junk, and I'm telling you, I'm just sitting there on the bus. Now I'm being quiet because I got none of my buddies, freshman buddies with me. And this dude, his name's Joe. I could say his last name, but I'm not going to.
No, don't.
This dude, he taps me on the shoulder, and I turn and look, and he punches me dead in the face, and my head hits the bus window. And 3 guys beat the crap out of me. I'm talking standing over the seat, and I've just got my head down. I'm just swinging one arm, and I finally just duck and cover. These dudes beat the crap out of me. Bloody nose,
so
bruised
sad.
back,
Poor Truston.
ripped shirt,
Yeah.
beat up. And can I tell you something? It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
I would go back and pay those dudes. It was the best thing that ever happened to me because it humbled me.
Right. It's good.
It taught me to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
It taught me I'm not as tough as I think I am.
Right.
You need to learn how to act.
Check yourself before you get
Check
wrecked.
yourself before you wreck yourself. And I think from a leadership standpoint,
sometimes we have to get checked.
sometimes we got to have backward steps.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a backward step, then you're what? You're a superhuman. You're an arrogant, unstoppable person.
Well, it eventually catches up to you somewhere. Maybe you don't have a giant moral failure in your life. Maybe you don't steal money from the IRS, whatever.
Right.
But maybe you lose your family or you lose all the relationships.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just lonely and you die alone on your deathbed. I have no idea.
Right.
But eventually something suffers. And if you want to, I mean, it's like anything. Like we're children and it takes us 18 years to grow to adulthood.
Yeah.
Like anything that grows too fast is a monster or a disaster. And so like,
is out of balance.
Yeah, we have to be okay with the backward steps and actually learn. It's hard. I mean, you and I've talked about it a bunch. It's hard to even realize, oh, maybe we're kind of starting again. Maybe we're starting over again. But then if you can get that perspective, then you can appreciate it. You can appreciate the opportunity because did we grow before from where we are right now? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we know what to do and how to do it, but we also know some things we didn't know the last time. And I think that that's the trick. I think the enemy, the whatever, life, it's both. You can need to be humbled, but also it can be used as an attack to make you stop trying to make forward progress.
Yeah.
And so being able to identify, okay, do I need to be humbled? What do I need to recognize about myself? But then also, I'm not going to let this steal what I am called to do, the purpose I do have, whatever it is. I talked to some parents yesterday who've been like working with their kids and really trying to help them in a difficult situation. And they said, you know, right now our kids hate us and we feel like failures, but we still are trusting that we're doing the right thing. And I was like, and they're absolutely taking the right steps to help their kids step into what their kids can't yet see. And yet, for them, for the parents who are doing it right and for the kids who are being parented well, for both, it sucks. It feels horrible. It feels like backward progress. But really what's true in reality is that these parents are doing the right thing to help their kids get to more.
So good.
And God does that for us, and we don't realize it, and it pisses us off. You and I had one of our elders tell us, not everything that happens is the devil. Like, not everything bad that happens to you is the devil. Sometimes it's God's protection, and we see it as bad.
We perceive it as bad.
Right. It's not actually bad.
It just wasn't his plan.
It just wasn't what he had for us. But we think, oh, anything bad that's happening or anything that I perceive as bad that's happening must be of the devil. Well, sometimes we don't need to curse at what is actually a gift and a blessing that God's allowing us.
Just because it doesn't feel good.
Doesn't mean it's
God
not
did
for
it.
our good.
Maybe we just got out of God's alignment.
And
then because we got out of alignment with what he had for us, now we find ourselves in trouble. And we're down here going, God, how did you do this to me? And God's up there like, I didn't do it, bro.
You did it to
You
yourself.
jumped off the trail. You're not in my plan anymore. So of course there's some chaos happening.
Well, and
in your life.
thank God for the small backwards progress rather than the full disaster
This is what I was thinking.
of being derailed and the train. You said train. I'm like, yeah, thank God we didn't crash off a cliff.
Well,
we just got a little bit diverted.
Everybody's throwing shade at Carl Lentz and all these people that have the big moral failures.
Right.
But I'm like, maybe when they had those little backwards moments, they just kept pushing through them.
Yeah.
Pushing through them. You said we didn't have a moral failure or embezzle money or whatever, but like, that stuff eventually happens if you don't learn the lessons along the way.
Right. Or if you don't have a safe place to help you process some of those things. I think that's a huge piece of why even these kind of conversations are so important to recognize. What happens is we start to feel like a failure, then we start to feel alone, then we isolate ourselves because we're not sure what to do. We're not sure. And it's not, and as leaders, it doesn't feel safe to admit, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or I'm not sure what the next right step is. Or I feel stuck. And if you don't have safety around you, we talk about it all the time. It's only lonely at the top if you go there by yourself.
Yeah.
But if you can surround yourself with other people who will be a safe place for you to say, hey, I feel like crap right now, or hey, I'm stuck right now, or whatever, we can allow ourselves to maybe make some backward steps, but that will then propel us into forward.
It's so much wisdom what you're saying. Because I started the conversation with backward steps do not mean something bad or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Failure. That's what it was.
Backward steps do not mean failure.
Yeah.
And we're talking about it for growth, advancement, business, organizational.
Right.
But it's also true just in life.
Yeah.
And what you're saying too is like with sin and with all these different things.
Anything.
Just because you're taking a step backwards spiritually or something, it's just time to reassess.
Right.
This morning, me and Kyle Bunch, shout out, Laser Shark. What's his name?
Laser Shark Raptor.
He's got a stupid.
What is it for?
He got a stupid Instagram name.
He probably made it back when he got all those tattoos that are stupid too. I don't know. I love you, Kyle.
Dang, shade.
No, we joke about it because he's got these tattoos. He's embarrassed about it.
So me and Kyle have been working out together for
a while.
6 months
or more.
Consistent. Yeah. And so he's got me doing all kind of weird burpee workouts and kettlebells over my head and a bunch of junk that I don't like doing.
Yeah.
Well, so we had two other friends come to work out with us this morning.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle for them.
Yeah.
To just jump in from not working out.
Right.
To then jump in to working out. And do you know what? It's going to feel like a backward step.
Right.
Because they're going to be sore.
Yeah.
And felt like they're not used to the movements. But that backward step will lead to advancement.
Absolutely.
But sometimes worst is first sometimes.
No, you're never going.
It's hardest first.
Right. You're never going to be where you want to be if you don't let it suck first. Like, I think that's something you and I have done well along the line is it doesn't have to be perfect before we jump, before we try. But what happens is what we want to see is then forward progress every single time. Mm-hmm. And then when one time it doesn't go as perfect or doesn't go better, that's what it is. When it doesn't go better than it went the time before, we feel like, oh, it's just a disaster. Right. But we forget to look back and go, oh, wait, I've already come all the way this far. Look how, there's more to go, but look at all of this. And that's the tension of the Tug of More is like, I don't ever want to take one step back, or I must not have made the progress. I must not have lived up to my potential. Yeah. Well, what if I don't even know all of my potential of what I even like, what I even try? Like you're talking about the workouts. What I've been proud of you in is you're trying it though. You hate what Kyle's taught you to do. You hate the things, but you said it to me the other day that I don't remember if it was burpees or what it was that you were doing. And you used to just, after so many, you would get annoyed and frustrated and breathe heavy. And the other day, Kyle said to you, hey, you're not doing that anymore. You're killing it. You're doing it. And what can happen is we stop and we don't realize, because you've been working out now for 3 years or whatever, a long time doing all the same, consistently all the things. But now you're not only doing what you used to do, you're doing new stuff that you've never done before. Right. And it felt like backwards at first.
It was backwards. Because when I'm
forward.
When I'm just walking around the weight room, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
But now you got me over here laying on the yoga mat, doing a bunch of goofy stuff.
Right.
I'm now back to 1.1.
Right.
I'm now back to the beginning. None of us like the beginning.
Right.
But that's where
But it's
we
more.
start.
It's actually more,
It's more.
even though
because
it
now
feels
I'm not
like
just
that.
becoming a weightlifter, I'm becoming an athlete.
Correct. Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Oh, go.
No.
You have a new thought, new idea.
Yeah, no, I do. The struggle is that we are beings that are very complex. And so you can be advancing in 10 lanes of your life, but be going backwards in one place, and that's what's most frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to be winning in all of these venues.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I make progress here? And I keep going backwards here. I don't have nothing to say about that other than that sucks.
No, it sucks.
I was like, I don't have a big nugget of wisdom other than like, that's hard. It's hard when you can conquer, fail.
Right.
But like, pat yourself on the back for where you're conquering and reallocate some energy and say, okay, this area, I'm sick of failing here. What's the saying that if the pain to change isn't greater than the pain to remain the same, we seldom change.
Yeah, right.
We have to make the pain to remain the same over here greater.
Greater. Yeah. No.
And until it is, you're just going to keep sucking at it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes we're not recognizing where we're at. Like I told you this morning, but like I took a new class, a workout class at the gym this morning, and I normally have decent, like I don't have great balance. I'm not like a gymnast balance beam, but I have decent balance. And we were using, what's it called? The Burso ball. It's like it's like a ball.
I'm not doing that junk yet.
It's like a ball, but like a half ball. Like it sits flush on the ground. Basu, what's it called? Basu ball? I don't know. Yeah. And so you like use it to like, you stand on it or you like, I don't know, whatever, to balance. So I'm at the gym working out with every workout level of people. And I've been now, 4 months, like consistently every day. And I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. I should be good at this. But I'm like struggling in this one workout to like stay balanced. Like I literally just trying to do a squat and a regular curl, like no big deal. And I can't seem to like, I'm looking at everyone else around me and they're like very stable. And I'm like, there's no way that girl is more disciplined in the gym than I am. Come on. I know it sounds rude, but I'm comparing myself going, come on, I should be able to do this. Well, halfway through the lady, the like instructor walks over to me and she's like, hey, I just want you to know, you're on the blue ball. Everybody else is on a black one, if you noticed. And she's like, those are harder to balance on. Those are intentionally made to be the next level of being able to balance. And she said, so you're actually doing a really good job. I can tell you're getting frustrated at yourself, but you need to feel proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And one, it changed my perspective.
Good.
But two, I realized, I feel backwards. I feel like I suck. I feel like I am a loser compared to everyone else around me. One, I should not be comparing. That's its own conversation. But two, I'm not recognizing that actually I am at maybe the same level or a higher level than I think I am. Because right now what I'm navigating, what I feel like I'm failing at is actually harder than I realized it was. And sometimes in life, I think that what we see as backwards is because we're not measuring these other pieces.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to have a healthy life balance of work. I'm trying to have a healthy ministry life. I'm trying to lead with excellence and love and tenderness and care, all these things. And it feels like failure, but actually it's harder than what I did before. It's harder than what I've experienced before. And I think that it's really important sometimes when what you're saying, we get frustrated at this one area, but we're not willing to recognize, actually, I made such great progress that what looks like backwards is actually forwards. I don't know.
This week, we finally got out of our, that's so much wisdom. I'm going to give an illustration.
Yes, go.
We got all of our Christmas decorations out.
Yeah.
And got them all down. So many boxes, so much stuff. And Rachel, in the midst of it, got kind of discouraged because like the house with like, she preached, and then we had Thanksgiving, and then Titus's birthday, and then now there's all Christmas decorations everywhere. So our house is not like
clean.
Well, it's cluttered.
Cluttered, yeah.
And she got real discouraged in it. And I said, hey, babe, but look at, you're winning here and here and here and here, and you are gaining massive ground in all these areas. And I know this one feels backwards.
Right.
But it only feels backwards because you've just pushed so forward.
That's
what you're saying.
All these.
You've made so much advancement in the gym that just because this bounce ball feels unbalanced Siri started talking to me. Quiet, Antichrist. And so just because you feel backwards,
right.
you're not.
No.
It's just this one thing's a little bit out of balance because you're just not used to all
I'm
of
not
the
yet used to it. And maybe I've been given something that's actually harder than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Harder than what I have done before.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean I'm failing. It just means I'm doing it different now. I'm learning it better now. And so to me, that's what I feel for us, like as we were talking about at the very beginning, our church of 700 now is so much healthier than our church of 700 before.
Yep.
It has such a deeper foundation. It has so much more structure in place. Our staff team right now is smaller than it's not ever been, but than it's been in years. And yet it's the healthiest team we've ever had.
We got more pillars.
Yes.
We got more pillars than we've ever had.
And so like recognizing that it feels backwards, but actually it's forwards in a whole lot of spaces.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's harder, but that's because we're doing it different. We're doing it better. We're doing it more.
True.
It's a really key piece to the equation. And so like whatever you're carrying or struggling with in your own area, if you feel backwards somewhere, it might be time to be humbled. You need to look around and go, okay, where am I being too arrogant? It might just need some shifting and some change from where you used to do it. And you just need to recognize some stuff. Or you might be actually doing better than you think you are.
It's true.
And you just don't see that this space is actually a hard thing because you're doing it different, unique, in a new way. I don't know. Super, super good.
Backwards isn't bad, y'all.
Backwards isn't bad.
So if you feel a little bit backwards, look at the reality of the situation. I mean, that's another thing that we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace. Like,
yes.
we have numerically went backwards. But we have also been portable for 3 years.
Right.
We've also survived a global pandemic.
Right.
We've also moved to a different city.
Right. Yeah.
All of these things all in the same time frame. Oh, and we had the rug pulled out from us and lost some leadership credibility.
Yeah.
And we right down the street had a multi-campus megachurch plant a mile away from us.
Yeah.
That pulled some people.
Right. All kinds of things.
All of these things pulled in the equation have to be added into our backwardsness.
Well, I think people like you and I, we don't like to give ourselves excuses.
Correct.
And because,
man up.
Because we don't put up with excuses either. Yeah. And so because we don't put up with excuses, then we don't like to give them, allow ourselves to have them. But excuses and like actual data are not the same thing. Yeah. Like what you're saying, like real variables and real things, it's not an excuse. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
And like, if we won't actually look at that, then we're just shooting ourselves in the foot and feeling frustrated everywhere.
I talked to a guy who's real discouraged because he's not going to be able to take his family on the big Christmas vacation that they do every year. But it's like, well, yeah, man, everything is, this does not mean that you're a bad dad.
Right.
This is just, look at the reality of our world and the financial situation.
Your grocery bill really has tripled.
It really is up. So that doesn't mean you're a loser. It means look at the reality of what's happening.
Right.
And I think for me, sometimes I'm bad at doing that for myself.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm like, these are lame. These are excuses for the weak.
Correct.
I am a man of valor. I walk in favor. And like, that's all those things are true. But dude, come on.
Yeah.
Look what's happening. Have some grace for yourself.
Really good.
Backwards isn't bad. Take a breath. You talked about parents. I wanted to say one thing. I
Okay.
know that was like the perfect land the plane location.
No, it's fine. Go.
I talked to a parent not too long ago who they have a adult child that still lives at home. And they had a big conversation with this adult child about how they are laying down some house rules. Mm-hmm. Here's what it looks like to live in my house.
Yep.
Here's a contract you're going to sign to be a tenant in my house, and we're going to charge you rent. And it did not go well.
Oh, no.
And the adult child was very angry.
Yeah.
And is now very mad at mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so they feel like it was a backward step.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's the wrong step.
Right.
Because unless you want that adult child to be with you when they're 35, not just 25, then there's some discussions that have to be had. Then there's some ground rules like, man, if you keep coming home stoned and with a bunch of beer cans in the front yard, like this is not going to be allowed on my roof. So here's the rules. Here's the order. Here's what it looks to rent space here for a great price.
Yeah.
It feels backwards.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes when stuff feels bad, we think it's bad. But just because it feels bad doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
I don't feel like getting under that squat bar. I don't feel like doing burpees. I don't feel like eating half my sandwich at lunch.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean it isn't good. I don't feel like having patience with stuff.
Right.
I don't feel like paying for all my groceries. You know how they could do the scan thing? You're scanning stuff and you're like, dude, nobody's even watching. I could steal half this stuff.
Right. No, for
I don't
sure.
do it, suckers. But just because you don't feel like it,
right.
just because it doesn't feel good doesn't mean that it's not the right thing.
No, it's really important.
Scan all them groceries.
Scan all your groceries.
Don't be scanning and scramming.
No, and recognize that sometimes that backward step is what will take you forward. I saw a post on social media. There's a bakery that's like successful and been going great. Well, she was doing so well that she started taking all these orders, but then all of her quality started.
Customer service.
Her quality started declining, and now she's about to lose her business because she took on too much too quickly.
All them Yelp reviews.
Yeah, and what we
her.
don't realize is sometimes that slowing down allows us to speed up, but we're afraid that if we slow down, we'll stay slow.
So good.
And if we'll just chill out long enough to trust God and his timing, it's more perfect than ours. You and I spent how many hours of our life, how many days, moments did we go and like try to find a building for our church that we literally wasted time and energy because when it was the right moment.
Months of work days.
Yes, months of work days. When it was the right moment, when it was the right place, when it was the right time, it literally happened so easily and naturally that we didn't even skip a beat from what we were doing in our regular day.
Yeah.
And yet what we thought and what we were afraid of was if we don't hurry up,
if I don't push it,
if we don't do this fast, we're not going to get it. But instead was when we slowed down that we were able to see. And you talked about it today. You've taken the last couple of weeks off from speaking, from preaching, which is a huge brain energy piece.
Yeah.
But in that slowing down allowed you some space to get some clarity about other things. That's why we do it, why we schedule it that way. But sometimes we're pushing so much that we are not going to be able to receive the new next right step God has for us because we're so afraid if I slow down or if I go back, I'll miss it. When in reality, a lot of times the answer is in the slowing down and the backing up.
So if you feel like you're going backwards,
good.
What are you supposed to be learning?
Yeah.
Cool. You're going backwards in where you are instead of panicking to get back to where you were.
Right.
Look around, talk to Jesus. What am I supposed to be learning right now?
Right.
What do I need to install in my life to create a better foundation?
So good.
So I can grow next time.
That's good.
I think sometimes we do these great fun intros and then we get done talking and we're like, okay, cool, bye. And we just hang up.
Well, because that's how I am on the phone.
Me too.
I was going to say, we're both that way on the phone constantly.
This is how I say bye on the phone. All right, bye. And then I click.
Okay, sounds good. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
So I don't know. Y'all, we love you.
Enrique just says, I'm like, oh, Enrique hung up. And
it's the whelp. It's the whelp. It's time to go. Yeah.
That's what Mr. Beast does.
What does he do?
He just ends the video.
Yeah.
It's like, and you win $10 million in a free island.
Yeah!
And then the video's, no, not even like, free island. And the video's
You're
over.
right.
And you're like,
That's actually.
I wish this video was longer.
That's what we're doing. We're just trying to leave them wanting more.
Okay, ready? Okay, bye.